The narrative begins with our protagonist, Dagon, facing intimidation from bullies in his class. Growing tired of their torment, Dagon finally confronts them and demands that they cease their actions. However, this only serves to enrage one of the bullies, who proceeds to physically assault Dagon. As the altercation unfolds, one of the bully's friends belatedly warns him to stop because a teacher is approaching. Unfortunately, the teacher arrives too soon and appears oblivious to the situation, instructing them to cease their antics and take their seats for the start of the class. Throughout the class, the bullies proceed to affix sticky notes on Dagon's back, bearing the cruel message, "I don't have a mom." This deeply devastates Dagon, leaving him feeling abandoned and helpless. Finally, as the class ends and break time begins, another student who enters the classroom discovers the note on Dagon's back and, overcome with empathy, confronts the bully who initiated the attack, engaging in a physical altercation with him. This unexpected act of kindness shocks Dagon and makes him realize his own vulnerability. Determined to become stronger, he decides to undergo rigorous daily training, inspired by the Saitama style of training. Months later, his dedication pays off, and the results of his hard work become evident. A meeting is held to talk about the Illjins, strong delinquents that are uncontrollable in school, and to control other weaker delinquents. To solve this, a woman suggests a new project that will send a stronger Illjin to control the Illjins in a school. The others find it ridiculous, but the chairman asks who is capable of this. Meanwhile, a part-time worker in a convenience store can't concentrate on his studying. He wants to relieve his stress. In an alleyway, a group of bullies is trying to get cash from a kid. The leader orders them to buy him a cigarette, and a pair goes to the convenience store. They try to buy cigarettes, but the part-timer can see that they are high school students. He asks for their IDs, but the two scold him instead. The part-timer asks if they can't understand him. They bring the part-time worker outside, and he tells them that they have 3 seconds to release him. The boy tries to slap him, but everything just goes dark. The boy wakes up as the girl walks him out. He fainted and stood back up. He tells the girl to call the others. The girl runs away, and the boy tries to confront the part-timer, who is mad. The part-time worker grips the boy's shoulder and warns him not to buy cigarettes again. The other bullies come. A huge bully shows up and tries to slap the part-timer. However, the part-timer slaps the huge bully, making him unconscious. He then tells the others to attack him altogether. They all attack, but the part-timer easily knocks them out. The first bully grabs a bottle, but the part-timer knocks him out. The bully's leader recognizes the part-timer's strength and asks him if he is Quan Da Gun, a legend from the ancient area who wiped out all bullies there. The bully's leader apologizes, and Dagon tells him to tone it down. The leader wakes up the others, and they all bow down to Dagon. Dagon warns them again and starts lecturing them. After that, a woman approaches him. He is being hired by an educational foundation. Later, Dagon is given the mission to rule over the Illjins. The woman tells him that they know his background, and that this is his chance to make up for his past mistakes. Days later, Dagon attends school. He is introduced to the class, and everyone is amazed by his appearance. The bully, Bang Hojong, plans to target Dagon. Dagon befriends Kim Min-soo and asks him to be a study partner. Just then, Hojong smacks Min-soo, and Dagon gets surprised. Hojong orders Min-soo to get food for him. Hojong claims Min-soo will be his new bread shuttle after the previous one dropped out of school. Min-soo tries to reason out not going, and Hojong gets mad and tells everyone to close their eyes. Hojong starts beating up Min-soo. Dagon tries to remember the rules given to him by the woman and is unsure what to do now. Hojong discovers that Dagon is not closing his eyes and orders him to buy food for him instead. Dagon stands and asks for money. Hojong grabs Dagon's head and claims that it should be his money. Dagon sighs and gives Hojong a body blow. He follows it up with a punch to the face. Not caring about the rules anymore, Dagon plans to use his fists as the law at school. Everyone gets surprised to see Hojong beaten up, especially Jongmin, Hojong's buddy. Dagon calls him out, but after seeing Jongmin not moving, Dagon approaches him instead. Dagon dodges all of Jongmin's attacks and receives a blow instead. Jongmin asks for a timeout. Just then, Hojong gets back up and grabs a chair. However, Dagon punches him in the face again. With the two bullies down, Dagon tells them to get him food instead. Just then, another bully, No Manho, appears, who turns out to be the real class leader. Manho walks forward as he claims that he doesn't want to fight. However, Dagon can see that Manho is taking a kickboxing stance. Hojong knows that Manho can win. He orders a classmate to buy popcorn, but the classmate refuses. Dagon glares at him. Manho notices how the students are not scared of Hojong. Manho asks for Dagon's name as he covers his line of sight. Dagon notices that Manho is going for a grenade attack. However, it was just a fake. Dagon's face receives the punch. Just then, Dagon kicks Manho's leg, grabs his collar, and throws Manho to the wall. Manho claims that he will start for real. Manho throws a bag at Dagon and starts throwing punches. Just then, he shouts at someone not to interfere in his fight. However, it is only a normal classmate, and Manho uses this chance to hit Dagon. But Dagon grabs Manho's arm. Manho tries to poke Dagon's eyes, but Dagon punches him instead, knocking Manho unconscious. The bullies and other students get surprised. Dagon tells the two to bring Manho to the infirmary. The two comply, as they know that they are screwed. Meanwhile, the woman from before made the faculty meeting longer so Dagon would have enough time. A female student recognizes the woman as the director of the planning department of the foundation. She wonders what the director is doing at school. Back in the classroom, Dagon is scolding the 3 bullies in his class. He tells the other students to inform him if they get bullied again so he can reassemble the bullies. In another classroom, a group of bullies heard about Dagon's fight. The leader, Sangho, wants to check it out but looks for his punching bag first. A student appears and Sangbo gives him a body blow. He tells the others to bring more sandbags as a warm-up. Meanwhile, Dagon is thankful he can study and prepare for the qualification exams. He will use this chance to clear his embarrassing past and be reborn. The bullies are now acting cautiously under Dagon's watch. The 2 bullies ask Manho if he can win if the fight is outside. Juri, a female bully, calls them pathetic and proceeds to flirt with Dagon. She tries to seduce Dagon, but he is too focused on the notes on the blackboard. Dagon then asks her what the matter is while she is writing. Juri gives up and tells the bullies to study instead of taking revenge. Manho then remembers that Class 2 and Class 3 leaders are eager to fight Dagon. He worries that they will be under them if Dagon loses to those leaders. Just then, Class 2's leader, Myungjung, appears and ridicules Manho. Manho stands and threatens Myungjung. The two continue arguing until Dagon complains that he can't study because it is too loud. Manho politely goes back to his seat, and Myungjung notices Dagon. Myungjung tries to bother him, and Dagon mercilessly grips Myungjung's fingers. Myungjung cries in pain. Dagon calmly tells him to come back later after he takes notes. Myungjung acts like he is leaving and throws a punch at Dagon. Dagon grabs Myungjung's arm and slaps his lights out. Dagon then threatens them not to mess with anyone again. Dagon is happy that he quickly solved the Class 2 problem. The other bullies are in shock and conclude that they are not taking revenge anymore. Just then, Class 3's Sangbo and his group arrive and surround Dagon, who decides to take notes next time. Sangbo moves Minsu away and confronts Dagon. Dagon complains that they are loud. Dagon calls Sangbo weak for carrying weaklings with him. Sangbo gets mad and challenges Dagon to a fight after school. Dagon wonders why everyone is welcoming him so quickly. The other bullies worry, and Manho approaches Dagon. Despite Dagon's refusal to talk, Manho continues babbling about Sangbo's fighting prowess. He claims that he wants to help Dagon. Dagon refuses his help. However, Manho continues telling Dagon about Sangbo's attack pattern and boxing history. Sangbo returns to his classroom and looks for sandbags. He then told his sandbags to attack him. The weaker students attack Sangbo, but he quickly knocks them out. He continues beating them up and scolding his sandbags to do things properly. Meanwhile, Dagon is gaining attention in the cafeteria. Ji Inna, the female student from before, finds out that Dagon just transferred in today and realizes something. Another group notices Dagon and hears about his fight. Class 7's Sunghwa wonders if Dagon can win. Juri and the bullies join Dagon's table. Another class notices Dagon. Class 8's Dusik claims he wins with his handsomeness. Manho tells Dagon to prepare properly for the fight. He also mentions that his fight with Sangbo is still ongoing. Manho won a fight after he grabbed Sangbo's family jewels. However, Sangbo doesn't admit to everyone that he lost in that way. Students from Class 3 laugh as they pass by Dagon and drop food on him, claiming that they don't like squid. They sarcastically apologize and left. Just then, Dagon grabs the student and claims that it was not a squid he dropped. Everyone in the cafeteria observes the situation. Dagon is mad and grabs the bully's arm tightly. Just then, he receives a message from the female director. He remembers that she promised financial support for studying in college. However, he must not act unreasonably, or he will go back to his previous life. Dagon let the bullies go. The observers from other classes are disappointed that no fight happened. Dagon finishes his meal and goes out. He meets the bully again, and Dagon catches him. The bully then tells Dagon a rule: he can't touch other underlings unless you win against the class leader. Dagon brings the bully to a different place and beats him up. Dagon orders him to call his leader. However, the bully tells Dagon that Sangbo is busy hitting sandbags. Dagon gets pissed and moves out. He arrives at Class 3's room and discovers the atrocities of Sangbo. Despite Dagon's presence, Sangbo continues to beat up the other students. Dagon notices that the rest of the class is not doing anything. He remembers his past of being a punching bag by his bully classmates. However, a stronger Iljin saved him, and he gets inspired by his words. He is not sure, but solving an Iljin problem needs an Iljin. Dagon then calls Sangbo weak for hiding behind sandbags. Dagon then asks if he can use Sangbo's underling as his sandbag. Sangbo's underling gets mad and attacks Dagon. Dagon dodges and punches the student's face so hard that it knocks him unconscious. Sangbo gets mad as Dagon asks for more sandbags. Sangbo knows that Dagon is strong. He doesn't have a choice and orders his classmates to move the tables. Meanwhile, the whole school hears about Dagon visiting Class 3's room, including his classmates. They check on the situation and see that the fight is just getting started. Sangbo dashes forward and punches a barrage of jabs. Dagon finds a chance, but Sangbo retreats. Dagon can see that Sangbo's footwork is good. Sangbo continues attacking using his boxing skills. However, Dagon finds another chance and throws a heavy punch at Sangbo. Despite guarding, Sangbo still took the damage. The two both realize each other's skills. Sangbo attacks again, but moves backward after determining Dagon's reach. However, Dagon attacks him with a low kick. Sangbo counters, but Dagon dodges and attacks with a low kick again. Sangbo then falls to his knees. Dagon tells Sangbo to get up. Sangbo gets mad, and Dagon kicks the same area. Sangbo stands back up, and his legs are shaking. Dagon tries to attack with a low kick again. Sangbo gets ready to block it. However, Dagon throws a punch instead. Dagon follows up with Manho's technique and flips Sangbo over. Manho gets impressed, and the other bullies can't believe Dagon has been hitting the same place on Sangbo's leg. Meanwhile, the educational board's chairman is watching the whole fight. Dagon tells Sangbo to stand. However, Sangbo's legs are numb, and he feels humiliated. The observers know that Sangbo's leg is already crushed. A boxer is known to have his steps and fists as his bullets, but Sangbo right now won't be able to use his steps. Sangbo claims it is not yet over. Dagon keeps going and attacks Sangbo. Despite putting up his guard, Dagon can still destroy him. Sangbo gets cornered and Dagon gives him a body blow. His breathing gets harder as Dagon continues beating him up. He continues to put his guard up and curl up. He now looks like a sandbag being punched left and right. Dagon continues beating Sangbo up. The beating continues until Sangbo falls. Sangbo just realized that he can't win. Dagon walks up and tells him to return to his sandbag position. Sangbo won't stand, and everyone now thinks that Sangbo is scared. Sangbo's friend knows that Sangbo is using sandbags that are not resisting because he wants to look stronger. But he is also afraid of getting hit. His friend intervenes and claims that they lost. Dagon wants to hear it from Sangbo. Sangbo embarrassingly admits his loss. Dagon calls him a useless sandbag. Dagon and the rest leave. Sangbo sits on the floor, mad and swearing to fight back soon.